The Supreme Court blocked the White House from forcing large private companies to either mandate vaccines or require employees get tested weekly and wear masks. The rules would have impacted more than 80 million workers. But in a separate case, the court allowed a vaccine mandate for most healthcare workers. The justices voted 6-3 in the case about the workplace rules. All three liberal justices dissented. In an unsigned opinion, a justice in the majority wrote, although Congress has indisputably given OSHA the power to regulate occupational dangers, it has not given that agency the power to regulate public health more broadly. Businesses and Republican attorneys general who challenged the vaccine mandate are celebrating the high court's ruling. Missouri's AG calling it a massive win for millions of workers and businesses across the country. In a statement, President Biden responded, writing in part, "I am disappointed that the Supreme Court has chosen to block common sense, life-saving requirements for employees at large businesses that were grounded squarely in both science and the law." CNBC senior White House correspondent Kayla Tausche on our top story tonight. Kayla.
Shep, just 3 days ago, large companies were publishing plans to comply with the vaccine or test mandate for more than 84 million workers nationwide. But today, those plans halted. The Supreme Court blocking the rule, calling it a significant encroachment into daily life and calling the regulation a blunt instrument. The majority writing, it draws no distinctions based on industry or risk of exposure to COVID-19. Most lifeguards and linemen face the same regulations, as do medics and meatpackers. Retailers and small businesses fighting the rules called the decision welcome relief for companies already struggling during the pandemic. And while liberal justices argued that the current surge warranted the rules, experts say they wouldn't work quickly enough.
If you start getting vaccinated to date, that's great. The effectiveness of those vaccines are not seen, unfortunately, for weeks. But it's very important to also keep in mind that mask requirements and testing can make a difference, especially when we have such an incredible surge.
President Biden today said the onus is now on companies to make their own requirements the White House says workers want.
Employees want to feel safe in the workplace because they want to incentivize workers to come back to the workplace and because they've seen large companies across the country implement this and see how effective it is.
On the other vaccine mandate for healthcare workers, the court argued the government can set conditions for facilities that receive federal funding. The Supreme Court will hear arguments on a third set of rules for government contractors in the coming weeks. And the requirement for federal employees to get vaccinated took effect in November. Now, as for whether the White House could go back to the drawing board to refine the rules for businesses, no comment.